Bring me the next shiny new thing. Bring me the next.
The Pickleball CHIX are obsessed with America's fastest growing sport, pickleball. Get ready for on and off the court hot topics. Lots of laughs, cocktails and champagne with your hosts, Annie and Rebecca.
I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Annie.
And we're the Pickleball CHIX.
Hey, thanks for joining us. I also wanted to say thank you for whomever rated us as number 10 out of 30.
I know!
That's really exciting.
That's so exciting.
We love it, and we thank you for listening, and we want to hear your ideas. If you have ideas for our podcast, if you'd like to be a guest, whatever it might be.
Ooh, a guest.
Ooh. Wait till you hear about today's guest. Rick Gray from Mega Pickle and Pong. And we love this place. You must know that.
We do. Yes, we do.
So we can't wait to talk to Rick. But before we do, let's catch up.
Oh my God, yes. I have been dying to talk to you. We kind of try not to talk to each other so it can be real. So what have you been up to this week since we've been apart? I feel like it's been a lifetime.
Oh, I do as well. Thanks for asking. I've been in Marco Island, Florida, which is where Rebecca and I began our love for pickleball. So I played at the original place, the Marco Island Racket Center. Had a great game.
That's so fabulous.
Boom, boom,
Good for
boom,
you.
boom.
Good.
So fun. Loved it. And played at a few other places. Met a lot of fabulous people.
And you played in Naples, didn't you?
At the Naples Pickleball Center, which was great. And then also at a private residence club. Just this beautiful adult, just incredible La La Land, whatever you want.
Nice.
Pickleball, tennis, pool, hot tub, restaurant.
Oh,
everything.
wow.
It was lovely.
Wow.
Every game with every person. That's fun.
Isn't that cool? Every game brings you something different.
Oh, that's what I think we love about it.
I know.
The magic.
And the
of
new
pickleball.
friends. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I love it too.
So thanks for asking. How about yourself, Rebecca? Tell me what you've been up to.
I have been busy. No, actually, I have been just working with my knee, working with my physical therapist. And then I went to our good friend Fouye, who has PikNinja paddles, which, as everybody knows, we love. And our pink paddles, that's all we know. And we had decided to upgrade to his new paddle, the Revenant.
Do we have it handy?
We do. Where did that go? This is just the cover.
Goodness sakes. Bum, 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 bum.
She's unveiling it.
It's an unzipping. Da, da, da.
It really is a spectacular paddle, and using it, I mean, just the surface is just incredible. It's just incredible. And then the longer handle is going to be great for double.
Let's look at that. So we've got,
the pink Assassin Pro versus the Revenant, which is our upgrade. So he had a kickoff party to his new paddle, and it was super fun. It was a celebration. It was a full house of 60 people at Mega Pickle and Pong in Chanhassen.
Wow.
It was crazy. And then they had where they had a radar gun, and everybody used that new paddle to see how it increased their speed. I did it. I was on the leaderboard.
And that does not surprise me. And I love it.
Somebody must have beat me out. But for a moment in time, it was really spectacular. And so they had all kinds of food and all these fun things to do. I mean, it was really great, and so excited for Fouye. I mean, he deserves that. He's such a great guy. Just great.
He is. You were just saying earlier that he's all about community.
Yeah.
All about people, enriching people's lives, and to see him
succeed.
Have so much success.
Yep. I loved him. And then our good friend Yoshi was there.
Oh,
what up, Yoshi?
Shout out.
He was super fun. He was helping with the radar stuff. He's such a great guy. He really is fun. So we've just met so many fun people through pickleball. So that was my Saturday. And then I was out playing for my physical therapist said 15 minutes at 25% of my skill level. I did that. Then I did it again the next day. And now my knee is swollen. So we're going to see where that takes us. I'm sure it's going to be somewhere good.
We're icing Rebecca's knee as we speak.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I was going to do the cryo today, the cryotherapy.
Oh.
I'm going to have to do it tomorrow.
And
I actually am going to do it tomorrow.
I love it. And Leslie from our last podcast spoke a lot about cryotherapy.
She did. And Carol, shout out Carol, who has helped us on our shirts in the past. She had all the scoop on cryo. And you can do just one limb, like one area. Because I didn't want to do the whole thing. I don't know. People have done it, but I feel weird about it. Like I'm going to freeze or my heart's going to go crazy.
Well, I've done the facial.
They talked about the facial.
And I loved the facial. But you can do full body, immerse yourself.
Have you done that?
I've not done the full body. I've only done parts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. So
I love it.
I'm probably going to be bionic by Thursday. For all the things I've had done, you would think I would be invincible.
You are.
I am. I'm manifesting
more pickleball.
We've got a new shirt coming out.
Yes.
You're probably going to want to check it out on our website.
We love our new sweatshirts. Raise your vibration and manifest more pickleball. You can find these on our website at pickleballchicks.com. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, this is so great, Rebecca. Thanks so much for, again, sharing your journey with everyone, our listeners, because really Rebecca has exhibited this enormous amount of mental fortitude, positive attitude. She's put in the work.
I have put in the work. What the heck? So,
and yet you're keeping control of the positive expectation. And we spoke about why we started this podcast and what we hope to do. And we're hoping to impact your lives for the better.
With having fun between the two of us.
And we are. Well, cheers.
Cheers. And, we have not, Annie, talked about our last event yet. And it was such a success that we have to talk about it. It was at the Cider House in Minneapolis, the Minneapolis Cider House. And it went off without a hitch. And the people loved it. It was so much fun.
It was so much fun. Eat,
drink, and be merry.
And it is the holiday season. So we are grateful for everyone who participated in our event. I thought it was so much fun. Our children were there.
Oh my gosh.
Bonus.
And Annie's son was in the championship.
With his good buddy Brady.
Yes.
And they did an awesome job. They actually ended up playing against a couple of gals from Mega. And so that's cool.
That was really fun. And that was really fun. And the whole thing was such a great way to kick off the holidays. We had Santa Claus there, and everybody had a Santa hat on and glasses, holiday glasses. I mean, it was just fun. And then who didn't want to have a good cider?
I love their cider.
I know, I do too.
I love their cider, but man, could Santa dance.
Oh my gosh.
I love the way he was dancing.
It was it really was. We're going to do it every year where it's right after the weekend of Thanksgiving. So you have Thanksgiving on Thursday, and then Sunday you have a little brunch where you really kick off the season.
Yes, and we are increasing capacity.
Yeah,
because it was such a big hit. We had a very, very long wait list.
Yeah,
and just grateful for everyone.
I know. It was just, and we had a little s'mores bar, and it was just so fun. I mean, it couldn't have been better.
I don't think so either.
No. Anyway,
lots of fun events, and that's what the Pickleball CHIX stand for. A lot of fun events.
Yeah,
tournaments. We hope that our podcast has been something you've enjoyed. And our Instagram and social, we have a lot of fun sharing a lot of fun things. We are so excited today. We have Rick Gray with Mega Pickle and Pong. Mega, as many of you know,
is our favorite.
Yes, it is. We just love it here.
It's in Chanhassen, Minnesota.
Yes, it is. And let us introduce to you Mr. Rick Gray, founder and owner of Mega Pickle and Pong.
And we are so excited because every time we come in, And he's always greeting people. He's always watching what we're playing. And then if we need a picture, he's willing to do that too.
And his wife, Cara, participated in our extravaganza.
That was super fun.
Hey,
that was cool.
It was cool. I think we have a picture of Rick and the pink ape.
Yes.
That'll be in our show notes. So before we get started chatting with Rick, we always start out with our drink of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And this week, it's the drop shot. So what we have in it is Kahlua, Bailey's, and Tennessee Fire with a dollop of whipped cream for fun and a little bit of cinnamon for taste and sugar cinnamon on the rim.
Exquisite.
So let's get these passed out here.
As you do that, may I introduce the word of the day?
Oh my God, what is it?
The word of the day is mega.
Oh, yes.
Mega. And I have a feeling that you might want to have your drink handy because we will be saying mega a lot.
Yes,
we love mega.
That's a good one. Thank you. All right. Take your shot.
Oh, my goodness.
Here we go.
Beautiful.
On our shot
This.
platter. Okay. So cheers to our guest, Rick.
Thank you.
And Pickleball and Mega.
And mega.
Here we go.
Ooh, love this.
I can't wait.
Goodness sakes. Very tasty.
That was a strong one.
Very strong.
You're going to want to finish that.
We are on fire.
You know,
This water is extremely strong.
I'm going to say, now, this one, I don't know that I would necessarily recommend for our guests to have that for our drink of the day that they keep drinking, because that is still going down hard and fiery.
It's burning just like when I'm at Mega and playing on my ladder league. And
she's on the platform with her medal.
Yes, because I had a great shot. And I love it. It's so fun. We love it here. Thanks again, Rick.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yes.
Appreciate
Thanks for
it.
creating this beautiful space with such wonderful amenities.
I appreciate it.
And we really wanted to start talking to you just a little bit about your background and how you came to Mega Pickle and Pong, how you found it, and just how it all started and how you kind of came into pickleball in general.
I'd love to. So originally it just was an idea between a college buddy of mine and myself. We shared a passion for playing ping pong. And we
you did?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
The original
didn't know
concept
that.
was a little ping pong club. And, I had been working in the corporate world in a cube for the last 7 years and thought, how could we make this into a revenue generating business that I could do full time? My mother-in-law is a pickleball fanatic.
Oh, she should have come to our event.
Yes.
Oh,
She
we'll have
lives in
another one.
Colorado.
Oh,
She lives in
okay.
Colorado. So
Okay. We're going to
otherwise
fly
she
her
would have
in.
been there.
Yeah.
And she suggested, look into pickleball. It is blowing up. She has taken me out to some courts occasionally. I played a handful of times. I thought that looks like a lot of fun. I'm going to get out there and start playing more. So I just started showing up at random courts around the city over summer and seeing the amount of people there and just enjoying myself personally. I was like, this is wonderful. There's no other businesses that were open. Our main competitor was not open at the time yet.
Wow.
And so it was really kind of just a shot in the dark and see where it goes. And here we are today.
And it's such a beautiful location.
Oh.
So how did you come up with the whole setup of the inside?
My wife.
Oh, she's so spectacular. She's so great.
She is wonderful.
She is.
And obviously very talented because the clubhouse, would you call it the clubhouse on the other side, is so well appointed.
That was all her.
Wow.
Wow.
Really neat.
So she picked out all the furniture. Not only is she a wonderful interior designer, she's also an amazing mother, wife, and a partner at a big law firm. So she's got it all.
And my daughter's going to law school, so we'll have to come out.
Oh, that is so wonderful.
So did she come up with this, or how was this?
Yes.
I mean, this is so amazing.
Yes, so the mural was a concept from my wife. she had a rough idea. We contacted some local artists, and they drew us a sketch. We loved it, and we had them put it up.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize. So has your wife played the whole time with you, or is she newer to the game?
She is newer to the game. You know, my mother-in-law had always dragged all of us to the courts to play with her.
I love it.
And when we first opened, you know, she didn't participate much. You know, it was kind of work, balancing that work and play. And just the past 3 months, she's just really started to enjoy it more. We joined a couples ladder, and you know, it's just really given us some time to do something fun for us.
And together, what a connection. Yes. So how old are your kids?
5 and 8.
They're going to be pickleball players.
Yes.
Have they started playing pickleball?
My oldest, Evie, I've got 2 girls.
Okay.
And she has phenomenal hand-eye coordination. If she wanted to play, if I could get her to play,
yes,
she would be amazing. Balancing that dad, supportive, not pushing them too hard into a sport is difficult. So I just kind of let her play when she wants at this point.
That is hard to do. Because anybody who has a child and they've played a sport, your child ends up just playing it. And then you're always the coach.
Yep.
And that's a whole nother topic for a podcast. Those
I know.
Crazy sports parents.
I know. Okay. So what do you see for yourself? You've got some really exciting things coming up. And so we want to kind of just let you talk about it a little bit, but there is a huge buzz and everybody is really excited.
Including
the Pickleball
Yes,
Chicks.
the Pickleball Chicks are super excited.
We're very excited. You know, it's unofficial, official announcement that we will be opening a second location in Minnetonka.
Yes.
Yay. It'll have 10 courts, bar, patio, food.
Patio.
Oh my God. So
patio as well as bar and food.
That's
You're really
impressive.
checking all the boxes.
Yeah, you are.
We're trying to.
You listen to what people are looking for and really answering all of those corners of things that people have been looking for.
We're trying to offer more amenities for our guests. And, you know, we really want to keep it how we have built the community here. And that is very inclusive, community building, wonderful customer service. You know, we want people to know that even though we're expanding, they're still going to get the same great at-home feeling that they get here.
Oh, Rick,
Yes.
that's so important. May I share my story?
You may.
When we phoned Mega,
Yes. Oh, yeah, this is a good one.
we phoned Mega because we gathered a group of gals to play during open play in end of May, maybe beginning of June. And we were all signed up on court reserve, which
Super
I love.
jazzed.
We had a few friends who just couldn't quite navigate the court reserve. I phoned Megan. She answered. She's like, "Let me take care of you." Absolutely. We
She's
walked
really
in.
good.
She is wonderful. And we walked in that first day. Megan welcomed us like we were
Her family.
Yes.
I mean, she is cool. Everybody here, we have to say, from all the places we've been to all the different states across the country, we just felt like we were so included.
Yes.
And what a nice family that they have.
Yes. And I also, another really favorite memory, speaking of customer service and care, Bob.
Love Bob.
Yeah.
Bob is
We all love Bob.
amazing. When we signed up for our first ladder, and it was a little new for us at that
And
time.
the girls were sassy.
Yeah. Bob,
They were sassy.
that's right. Bob took us under his wing and
did.
brought in your coach, Tracy.
Yep.
How
Straighten us
generous.
out.
I mean, how generous, how thoughtful, how forward thinking. And again, you say community.
Because
I know-
somebody else would have just said, "Hey, you need to get to another league," and we probably should have. What up? But they, go ahead.
But since Tracy came into our lives, we have improved.
Yeah.
And we love it. We love every minute of it. But the community, the customer service, the amenities, the feeling you get when you walk in, the feeling you get when you're playing, the feeling when you leave. Oh,
And it's not just basic leagues. You have all different things going on. And Annie just talked about that this morning,
I did.
where she loves the ladder league and how you get to play 8 games and then you're out of there. I mean, that is a ton of pickleball.
It's a ton of pickleball, and I was just in Marco, which is where we started playing.
Marco Island, Florida, yep.
Last week, and the play was not the same. I'm like, where's my Mega family?
And everybody needs to drink.
Oh, Mega. Cheers.
So you know what to do. Word of the day, grab your drink.
Aquafina, that does the trick. I love it. Okay, thank you for letting us.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, pardon me. Thank you for letting us share with you some of the things that have made Mega so very special for us. Oh my goodness, I said it
this
again.
This is going to get crazy.
I knew it was a good word of the day.
Thank you for having me and being part of the community. You know, you really have done something special. The Pickleball Chicks have put on a wonderful event, and they've done it all over the city, and they're really getting a wonderful following of ladies that want to have fun and can build friendships, and that's something that we truly value here, the friendships, the long-lasting relationships that have built through pickleball. You know, it has been amazing.
Yes.
Thank you.
So tell me this about your new place. Have you started, and should I say, has your wife started? Is she kind of the quarterback of it all, and with the, you know, all the stuff?
She's got a lot on her plate. However, she does it all. So yes, she has a lot of influence in its location. But it's a much bigger job. So, you know, we will have designers, but my wife will have a lot of influence over how the design goes.
Oh, good.
Thank goodness, because we love it here.
I know it. Okay. So we always have a couple questions to ask of our guests. Mm-hmm. And one, which I think is so fun to find out, if you could play doubles with anyone, who would it be and why?
I think that's a pretty easy answer because there's no one better, and that's Annalie Waters.
Wow, interesting.
Yes, hands down the best player in the game right now. So young, so much talent. Just to be on the court with her would just be a true learning experience.
Oh my God, I love that answer.
I do.
I love that answer. And then any personal moment that you remember as something that really sticks out in pickleball, or even your journey with your location and your soon-to-be new second location, that sticks out in your mind to be really a game changer for yourself, or a moment in time in your life?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, I think a moment that sticks out to me is, you know, the first week we were open. You know, we had a lot of people driving by, walking in while it was under construction, just so anxious to come in. You know, didn't have a lot of pickleball experience previously. And when we started seeing higher level play, I had no idea that there was so much more complexities to the game and what was involved. And it opened my eyes. And then I got an invite to play with these individuals. And even though I was terrible and they crushed me, it helped motivate me and really actually opened up my love for the game, because much more strategy than you would think or know just by going to an outdoor court and seeing, you know, people play. And that's really something that has stuck with me. And now I'm obsessed. I can't play enough. We're so busy that unfortunately my playtime has taken a back seat. Feel sorry for me. Feel very sorry for me.
We do.
But no, I love the game. I love everything about it. The community, the people are amazing.
It is funny because really when we first signed up for our 3.5, it was 3.5, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was 3.5.
We said we're going for it.
We knew it might be a struggle, but we knew we were athletic. So we signed up. That was the one we signed up for. And I don't even know if we really knew the rules.
Well, we knew some, but we now understand them. And, you know, I think this is what's really interesting about pickleball is fun. Pickleball is easy to get started.
Yes.
but it's very difficult to master. So you had
Yes.
mentioned strategy. I love the strategy component of pickleball. It is ever present and ever changing, and you have a new opportunity every single time to try that one more time because someone's doing that to you. One more time. Last night in my ladder league, I said, well, the good news is, Michelle, I get to try again. That difficult serve is coming over to me again.
So it sucks a lot of people in, the beginners,
Mm-hmm.
and it keeps them sucked in because you want to be the best you can be in pickleball, and there is so much to it.
There is so much to it. And yet it's also very simplistic, I guess,
Yep.
in some ways.
Mhm.
And I think that's that art and science, the beauty, the
Yeah.
magic,
Yep.
whatever it is,
Yeah.
that keeps us all obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can play, and since the pro scene is relatively new, it's ever evolving, and so strategies, gameplay is constantly changing right now, and we're going to see more progression. So all the different styles, the unique techniques that people use, it's all new and changing, and will continue to do so.
So have you heard anything about rule changes upcoming?
Yes, so I believe 2023 rule changes have now been made official.
Okay.
They have banned the one-handed spin serve, so you're no longer able to spin the ball out of your hand prior to hitting it. They have changed back a little bit of what the score rule is. So last year they had changed, if you called the wrong score, you just played through and corrected it afterwards.
Yeah.
Before last year's change was if you called the wrong score, you could lose a point.
Oh, I didn't know that. Did you?
Interesting. I
did
just
not know
was
that.
reading that today for our tournament. I had never heard that before.
Yeah. And so now for 2023, if the serving team calls the incorrect score, the receiving team can stop play, even if they've served it, as long as they don't return it, and it's a redo.
I never get the score right.
Yeah.
Those T-shirts, what's the score?
Whatever
they say.
We should have that. And I'm like, why bring it to anybody's attention?
I think there were 6 total rule changes. I can't think of the other ones.
I love it. That's really good to know. And
It
it is changing, and it is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So we would like to thank you so much for joining us today
Thank you.
and letting us come and do the podcast here. We really do feel like we're at home when we're here.
We love it here.
Yeah.
And there's just so much more to talk about with Mega. Rick, thank you for... everybody,
Oh!
come on. Mega.
Cheers.
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 But truly, we could have several more podcasts with you related to Mega and your vision. Thank
Anytime.
you. Thank you for
Appreciate
taking
you
this. Oh,
Yes.
we appreciate you. Thank you for founding, I guess is the best word, this beautiful environment. I truly do love it here.
And we will keep everybody updated on his upcoming excitement. And so do you have a date, a time, a season?
Tentative launch date is August 2023.
Ooh.
I feel a launch party coming on.
I do too. What I see are those glow in the dark foam sticks, and they're all pink. And we're rocking it.
Let's do it.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for your time, Rick.
Yes, thank you.
That was fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we hope you've had fun. And we want to, I guess we should just do a summary of our day today with Rick and all his exciting things. And
He's a neat man.
yeah, I know. I didn't know that he played ping pong. I didn't know that was his true passion. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And when you have a passion, it's meant that you're supposed to do something with it. And here he is. So there you have it.
True.
And he's such a nice, understated guy where, he just is cool.
Very generous.
Yeah.
Very, very generous. And he's created such a beautiful community
Yeah.
at Mega.
Yeah.
And you feel it. If you
You
have
for-
not
yeah.
been to Mega Pickle and Pong, you need to, because when you walk in, you feel like you're a part of,
They're family.
yes, whatever's going on. And
Yep.
and I love it. And the amenities, I really love the locker room. The locker room for the women. I mean, last night when I came flying in the
Yeah.
winter with
Yeah.
winter boots and big jacket, I have this beautiful, beautiful locker room.
Yeah, that is nice.
Change
that is nice. If you think of anything, any topics, because we're all about what you guys want to hear, and what you want to hear about, we probably want to talk about.
Because remember, we started this because our husbands were
too busy. Too busy what?
Washing their hair.
I don't know why I think that's so funny.
Well, it is funny, and we have fabulous husbands, but really,
they're not interested in pickleball.
Maybe
and you know what? Guess what? They don't have to be.
Because we are.
And they're our biggest fans. They can just watch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we wanted to wish everyone
a very happy holiday.
Thanks again for listening.
Wishing you and yours a fantastic 2023, filled with all that you desire and, of course, lots and lots of pickleball.
And if you haven't had enough of us yet, here's some bloopers.
I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Annie.
And we're the Pickleball
Chicks.
So it's our fourth podcast.